Welcome back to my fourth class of DevOps Server 2019, Azure DevOps Server side. So here we will be, we worked on users creation of user story. So this will be a pretty quick because it's a similar way. You go into this section of this board section. Once you go into the board section, uh, y- you have this work items. Go to the work items. Oh, this doesn't save. This keep coming every time. Okay, so now we will create. I mean the reason of creation of this task and test cases in this, for me, it doesn't make much sense, but we'll do either way. We'll do here, so that we'll try to understand what's going on later, because in boards we will be the reason, right? You create, first thing is you create task is something what you have to do. Test cases is the detailed process. It's a high level design from a QA point of view, right? So let's go ahead and create task. This task sometimes can be created by the your boss or your lead, or you can create your own task. Might be sometimes your boss says create your task and execute your test cases. So in that case, we'll add this task. The reason of adding this task is, let's say there is a lot of testing. There is a smoke testing, there is a sanity testing, there is a regression testing, there is a functional testing, there is a system integration testing, there is a lot of testing going on. So what we want to do here is we will add some tasks here. So for the for the ease of convenience, functional testing for GMO online. So, we'll just functional testing. We'll just create some task here. State. You cannot change the states. That's the problem. Only thing you can change that thing only once you save it. Only then you can do that. Description. Description. You can write as functional testing for testing. Guess what? Testing functionalities and features of an. Don't want to go into complex English. Web application of GMO online. Right, and priority, this is my topmost priority, so priority will be first. Original estimate, so this is good in hours, so I will use this as 5 hours, right? So I can update this later once I get implemented into build. Now this is very important thing. Here you want to add link, right? Let's do this now. We'll add this existing item related work and see this is related to, when you don't know, yeah, this is related to this web application. Go ahead and click on this. So this is related to this one. The reason, because this is, we are testing this one, of course development is supposed to be completed, so unit testing and development, I skipped that. It's not supposed to skip it, but I skipped development work and we just went into task. You can also create tasks for the for development point of view too. In that case it will be unit testing for GMO. Once the code is done, they have to do this unit testing, right? So once it's done, click on save option. I guess you can follow this. We have this option of follow. I don't know what I don't want to follow. So here is attachment. I don't think any attachment is required at this time. So in this, of course, is not required, but this link is very important because this shows which project or which user story this is related, this this task is related to. There is something called RTM. Now this RTM doesn't come into, this is a requirement traceability matrix. That means all the test cases should at least match one requirement. Okay, but this is the task. So for this, it's not, it works for test cases but not with the task. Okay, now I have this task ready. This task is nothing to do with anything. It's just a task. That means your boss has given some work and you need to work on this. So that's what it means by task. And once you go ahead and click on that, click on active and work started, and go ahead and click on save. And you don't have to comment here anything. It's not a Facebook. I don't know why this thing, I mean, this is becoming day by day, it's becoming like, everything is becoming like Facebook. This LinkedIn is becoming like Facebook, and this project management tool is becoming this like Facebook. Guess what? This Jira, you have this like option also. I'm like, why it has to be like and discussion? I don't think, if you want discussion you can follow up through email, right? You don't need this, but that's what they have this option. Probably they don't want to email, they want to discuss here. So but you cannot argue here. It's not, your boss will be looking into all these things, so it's not a good idea to have this. So they put it, but this is not Facebook to comment whatever you want, so don't do this. So once you, so that's pretty much about this task. Let's go ahead and click on this, and let's say if I have tested something, remaining 5, completed 0, we just started it, so we'll just update it. And oh wait, you have a lot more options than this actually. Let's go to a little bit options here. So when you click on actions, you have this, oops, new link, work item, change time, move. You can move to different project. Let's say if you're created in the wrong project, you can move into different project. You can do that, and you can copy this. Now let's say you want to create for you have created for functional testing, but you have to also create for regression testing. Let's say you have to also create for SIT, system integration testing. You have to also create it for integration testing. So all this you have to create a lot of tasks, right? In that case, you can copy this and change the names, because screenshots and all those things you want to keep it just like that. You don't want to, because a lot of information may be there. Here I'm using only one line statement, but in real time it may not be. It might be a lot of information. Maybe, probably not. Okay, depends. Okay, so so in that case you want to copy that. This is the reason. Email work item. Oh, I can email it. How interesting. Let's email it. And so it will go to me and send an email. Did it go? I don't know. So we have to see that email if that thing went. Or guess what? If I, or you cannot send email to anyone, only the project people. You cannot send any random people to this email. So new branch. Oh, that's a very good thing. Now this thing is going a little bit complex here. So this branch is used when you're coding. Let's say you're coding. Let's say you have created a task for a developer point of view. Now this branch is actually, what it does is creates a revision of that one. So if you change that one, a new a new one gets created, the old one gets the version. It maintains the different. It's called version management basically. You want to manage different version. Remember we saw this in wiki. You have this version 1, version 2, version 3. You can change that one. Okay, that's the use of branch. We'll not do this here. You can try it at your, you know, you you have this access. You can get this access. You can try it at home. um, Customize. Oh, I can customize this. Let's see, how can I do that? So you don't have permissions to this process. Great. Of course I don't, because I'm using as a tester perspective. So okay, so we don't need that one customization. Okay, so these are the various options where you can use this as a task. Okay, so that's pretty much for this task. It's similar to what we have created, like user story. Same, you go ahead and click on this task. In the next class we will be creating test cases. Okay, so but the okay, let's see in the backlogs, not in the backlogs. Let's um, actually in the sprints. Actually we are looking into the sprints. Hold on, it's doing a little complex. Oh yeah, boards. Okay, board, this is important. Board thing is important. So see here, this is active and it's taking 5 hours. Fine. And I state is 5 hours. Oh, I can add task from here. They're supposed to be task here. We linked it, remember, but it's not showing up here. That's the problem. So what you want to do is go ahead and click here. See that your task is linked appropriately. So we want to see here. So that's the problem, right? When you link, so this is also this is automatically linked with this. Okay, so that makes sense, and this also linked with this, and that makes sense. But the problem is you want to link with child, duplicate, parent, related to, tested by. We don't have much options here. It's supposed to be, this is not a child user story. Normally if it's a child user story, you add it as a child user story, or if it's a duplicate parent, it's supposed to be related. But somehow this thing is not working. Okay, because in boards it's supposed to get updated, right? But it didn't. Let's see here. So let's add this. This development, but actually guess what? You can also add, I forgot one thing. You can also add this development work. If it is the developer task, then you go ahead and click on development and add link, and you have this GitHub. If you have this GitHub link, or if you have this thing, you can put it into build, and what is a build number you show up here. It is, you can do that one. Since we don't have anything built here, so that's the reason this is not there, but this should be good. But for some reason it's not working. So task should be here. You can add task from here too, from the board. Okay, and this should be, let's see here, let's say the task is, let's so this work items makes no sense unless you don't add in the board. So board thing is very important. Just copy and paste and click on enter. Okay, so we have this one task here. So what happens is we want to see this in test plan. And you have to change this into different. The problem is, okay, this is a different suit altogether. So, okay, we will not worry on that for now. But that's how you actually do it. So you know it's supposed to be get linked with this. Oh, this thing got added up here. Let's see what the. Oh, okay. Now it makes all sense. So now I'll do one thing. Let's guess what. I'll delete this one. I'll go ahead and click on delete. Okay, so go ahead and this is there, right? Functional testing of GMO. Go ahead and click on this, and I will click this to this one, and this is related to parents. How interesting. This one. Okay, click on OK. Now what happens in the board, it gets, oops, sorry, you have to save it. Now what happens in the board, it gets automatically updated. See here, guess what, I will delete this one. Good. Now if you see, this is got updated because it's a parent one and not the so this work items work parallelly with the boards. So we want to work with parallelly with the boards. The reason, because it's supposed to show up in the test plan. Right now it's not showing up. The reason, because we will work on that later, but this is how you can create task. Okay, so that's the point. And make sure you link it appropriately. It's a parent. Okay, it's a parent, so make sure it should be parent. Otherwise it doesn't get updated in board. If it doesn't get updated in the board, then you cannot run this in test plan. You have to run your test cases, right? So that's pretty much for the task. We will work on test cases in the next class. So I hope you like this video, and thanks for watching.